Okay, guys, today we're going to learn how to start a new job. So, to start with a new job, we need a survey file from the surveyor because that file becomes the base of our drawing, and we need to import it into Revit and use this for our project. So, let's have a look at the PDF file that what we have received. So, this is the PDF, and this survey is for 1 Joseph Street, Chipping Norton, NSW. And you can see there are some contour lines, trees, building line, then the roof is shown in dash lines. Um, they have also shown some lines for the concrete area wherever the grass is. So what's important in this one is we the boundaries are important, the size of the boundaries. So over here, the size of the boundary is 37.39 meters, and this is the degrees. So we just ignore that, but we need the dimensions of the lot. Since there is a curved boundary in the front, so that's why it's written with arc 13.715 meters. So this is the property boundaries. So we're going to import the DWG file of this in Revit and use it to make base or to prepare our project. Okay, so let's go to Revit, and the way we do it is we go to new project, okay, and we select our template from here. So if you say browse and go to the location where the template has been saved, so we will use ADA residential template and say open. And we are creating a new project. So say okay. Okay. So the first view that we go to is 00 survey slash topography. So what we have in our template is a sample of another previous survey file that we have kept in there for usage. So we can match the line types, the text from these blocks into the one that we are going to work with. So we're going to start with inserting the DWG file. So we're not going to link the CAD, we're going to import the CAD. So it becomes a part of our drawing. So you say import CAD, then browse to the folder where the survey is saved, click on the file, and then click on current view only. This is very important, and you need to make sure that you check this box and uncheck this box. So for colors, we'll make instead of preserve will give the colorful lines that they have shown in the survey, which we don't need. So we make it black and white. Layers all, import unit, auto detect. So this is a little bit tricky. Sometimes the survey is set in different units and you cannot get the exact dimensions of the boundaries. So we always start with the auto detect and see how it goes, and we can measure and check if the boundary is correctly imported or not. So positioning, we say auto origin to internal origin, and then we say open. So Revit is going to import this file. So we'll do zoom extent, and as you can see, the imported file is here, which is pinned by default. So we are going to unpin it and bring it closer to where the project has already been set up. So let's say we keep it here for now. Zoom in. So you can see the drawing that we have received is in black and white lines, and this is what we need. So we're going to click on this next, and we are going to explode it, and we'll full explode this one. So sometimes when you explode, it doesn't explode fully, then you need to do it two times. It's a bit tricky because some surveyor drawings are very clean and tidy, some are very dirty. So there is back and forth in bringing these files. So it's giving us a warning that the filled region is deleted. So we say delete element. We generally don't even use the filled regions from the survey file. So once it's imported, as you can see, now each element is different, and I can click and select and change however I want it to be. So I'm gonna delete the extra stuff from here. So we're gonna delete these line, this text, and the next thing to do is, as you can see over here, it is not showing any dash lines or anything over here, and it has made everything solid. So you can open the PDF uh, right next to you, and you can see over here like the roof is shown in a dash line. So what we are going to do is we're going to change the line type from here, select this, and we can make this as hidden line with 10 hidden line 10 line type we are going to use. So once you've done that, you can select, keep on going and select all the line types, all the roof lines by clicking here and then selecting from here, or then there is another way to do it, and that is through modify, and you can say match property. You click on match property, select the one that you want to use, and then click on the one that you want to apply on. So then keep clicking. Okay, I think we have done the roof of this one, and then you can just escape. The best thing to do would be to open the PDF side by side to check which ones are roof, so you do not miss any line. So you can fix the roof like that. Then what's important, even before doing that, we need to check if the boundary line is similar to the one that the dimension is provided. So we know that the boundary should be 38.275. So if I click select, there are two lines over here. So when I click on this one, it tells me that this is the line of the fence. So in Australia, like all the um, properties have a fence right next to the boundary, and these lines sometimes create a bit of problem. So the best way to do is to delete all the fence lines. Okay, so this fence line is deleted from here. Now let's go here and select this. Let's see what's this. This is also fence. Okay, the line weight right now is thick. That's why you can see that, and you can change it to thin as well. But this is what it's gonna be printed. So you can keep on tabbing which one is good for you. So okay, so now once we click on this one, we can see it's showing that this is the line for the DP. DP is the deposited plan, which is the boundary line. Or sometime the layer the surveyor makes it, they call it BDY or boundary or whatever. So it depends upon the surveyor, but we can tell which one is boundary and which one is fen by clicking on them. So let's delete all the fence lines. Okay, so once you're done, now let's go to this boundary and click on this, and it can tell us the exact dimension of it. So you can see the dimension over here is 38274, and the surveyor has given 38.275, which is correct. It's just a difference of 1 millimeter in the end, but that's not a problem. So let's check the other one. If I click on this one says 16505, and you can see over here the dimension is 16505. Okay. So let's keep going, and we are going to match the. So I've already told you about the roof. Now let's look at the levels. So the level text looks fine to me. We don't need to do anything about it. But these contour lines, they are very, very thick. So let's go to our sample survey file over here. And this is like a block. So you can ungroup it and then match the line type from here. So you can select this, match property, Again, similar this, click on this, select the line type, and make sure you are making the contours in this file the same. Okay. Okay, there is another way which is easier and faster to do this. If you go to select on this one and you see the name of the layer or the line type, it's lines DTM-01 contours and then bracket 1. So you can just simply check the line type of this one, which is DTM contours 1, the one that we want. So you can go to manage, additional setting, line styles, and then so DTM1 contour. This one is ours, which is 2. This is DTM-01 contours. Let's check again. If I click on this, this is DTM-01 contours. Okay. So let's go back. Lines, additional setting line styles. So you can select DTM0. So what we want this to appear is with the line weight of 2 and the color 192, and the pattern will be solid. Okay. So now let's find the line type of the imported survey over here. So I remember there was a bracket 1 in the end of that line type. Let's see if we can find it here. It doesn't look like. So I think it's this one. It's not showing the bracket one because Revit sometimes act a bit weird. So let's try this. So we make this 2 and we make this color the same as what we want, 192, 192, 192. Okay. And when we say apply, you can see all these lines have been fixed automatically. So all the contours wherever there are, they're already fixed. Now let's go and look at these concrete lines. Even these lines are very thick. So they have the layer that has been prepared in the AutoCAD by the surveyor is called lines surface. And what we have over here in our sample job for all the other lines is lines DRW. So let's see what's the properties of lines DRW. DRW. It's 2 and 1228, 128. Okay, so now we'll go here and just recheck what the name of the layer is. It's surface. So we go here, additional setting, line styles, and we say surface. Surface, we make this 2, and this one we make it 128. We say apply, and you can see the lines are getting better. The surface is getting cleaner and better. Okay. Then these lines are almost the same as this one. So this one is vegetation. So we don't want them thick. We want them smaller as well. So we go to line and then vegetation and all of this 5. This will become 128, 128, 128. Say apply. Okay. All right. The other way which I told you earlier was like to match the properties of the roof. So you can just select this and start making it cleaner. Okay. Okay, now let's look at the building line. The building line is already also very thick and the line type is build. So let's make it less thicker. So we can just go and find for this build. build. It's also 5, so maybe we can make it 3. Keep the color black because we want it solid. Say apply and okay. All right. Mm, what else? The pool lines are now a little bit, so this pool is also thick. So we go here and we say line style and we go pool. Pool is also 5, so we make it 2. Apply. Okay. All right. Again, the rainwater tank. Let's see. This is S water. We can make everything else as 2. And this one is build roof. Build roof. So this roof is gonna be dash line. So let's open our PDF and see how the roof is shown over here. So you can see this is the, I'll highlight for you, and that's the roof that is going over here connecting. So we are, and then there is another roof line over here. So we are gonna match this with the roof line type. So match, and then we're gonna say this roof, this, and this. All the roof lines are adjusted now. Okay. Um, we will do the same for the neighbors as well. All what we have done over here, and then what else is remaining? Okay, this dash line. This line is also build roof, and this one is water, S water, S water. So go to additional setting, S water. We'll just make it 2. And this one is roof line, so we just match it. Okay, I think this is also roof. Yep. So match the roof line style with this and with this. Okay. What is this line? This is also line of a surface, so that's fine. Okay, this paving is remaining. So this is also build roof actually. So I'm gonna match the roof line with this. Always double check with this PDF if you're doing if you're selecting the correct lines. Okay, so once this is done, then we are gonna save this project. So we can save it wherever we want. So let's say we save it in the same folder. Okay, so this is saved now. So the next thing what we do is we delete these text which is the degrees ones. We don't need that. It's a bit messy, so we just keep this one. And even for this, we use the tags that we have in our project, which are shown in blue color. So we can use these tags, but for these tags, first we need to do the property line. So let's clean it up first as much as we can, and then we're gonna do the tagging on Revit. So don't forget to do the line types for the neighbors as well. Um, the other thing what we do is we delete extra information which is kind of messy in there. Like if there is overlapping, these are all different levels that the surveyor has given us, but we generally don't need them. But in this case, we'll keep it for now. Otherwise, this video is gonna be too long. So this is just some random line types. So now this is done. Okay. So after all of this is done, we save everything, all of this as one group. So the way to do it, or let's first draw the property line. Okay. So we're gonna draw property lines based on the boundary lines that we have here. So we go to manage. No, we go to site and say property line, and we say create by sketching, and then we always select or pick lines. Okay, so we take it over here and press tab. Sometimes it picks the whole boundaries, but if it doesn't, just click one by one. Make sure you're selecting the correct boundary line. And we say, okay, so this is the property line already created. So once the property line is created, we can hide the property line and delete the boundary line from the survey as well. Otherwise, there will be too much duplication over here. So I've hidden the property line, and now I'm going to select, see this is fence line, so I'm going to delete that. Even the boundary line I'm going to delete, and all the overlapping lines which are on the boundary, I'm going to delete them. This was our boundary, it says DP, so we're going to delete that, going to delete that, I'm going to delete this line, this is a fence, boundary, and now it looks much cleaner. So I hid that, so I will unhide the property line again. So reveal hidden, and then select this and unhide element. Okay, so our project boundary is now set. You can double check it with the tags. So let's use this tag. So the easiest way is click on this and say CS create similar. Okay, and select this line and click on it. Select this line and click on it. Double check the boundaries. Sometimes the tags are not 100% accurate. If they're not, we just simply type the text. So you go to annotate and take a text and type in the same way. Let's say BDY 16.505, and you can select this text and match it with the one that is similar to the boundary one. I think you should be able to find it somewhere, or if not, then create a duplicate one to match the line style or the text style of this one. Okay, so we can then use text instead of the tag. So once the boundaries are done, then what we need to do is the best thing about this template is that we can take this survey block and the property line and put it in the middle. So all the views are already set up. So you don't need to create any new views, and then just adjust the elevation marks a little bit to suit the project. Okay, so in this scenario, there was no demolition because this project doesn't need any demolition. But if there is demolition, we will use these red lines to show what we are demolishing. So you can ungroup this, and if there is anything being demolished, for example, let's say if the client wanted to demolish the pool, so you will simply go here, match property, and select the red line and demolish it. Okay, so that's how we show the demolition. So once, and then there are two different blocks. If there is demolition, this will be one different block, and when after the demolition, whatever is demolished, as you can compare over here, that all the lines that were shown red over here in the demolished, they're gone. So it's more neat and clean over here. So the cleaner the survey, the better. Okay. So once this is done, we are going to select everything, and we're going to create it as a group. And you can rename the group as Survey 1 Joseph. So now this is, oh, it has not created into one group because there are some text and lines. Sometimes Revit doesn't create text and lines as one group, but you can create it again, select everything, unable to get attachments for the selected items. Yeah. So in this case, what we do is we create two different groups. One is for the text and one is for the line work. So the way you do it, okay, let me undo and make no group out of it. So ungroup. So the way we do it is we select and then we filter and we remove all the text nodes from here. And even the property line should not be a part of that group. So we take out that, any tags that we have provided, we, okay, and then we create a group and you can call it survey one Joseph lines. Okay, and then select again. And then you can select the text nodes and create all the text as one group and you can call it survey one Joseph text. So now this has been grouped. You can select both the groups and we created the property line as everything and we will put it where the project has already been set up. So you can delete these property lines because we don't need this. This is for reference only and you can bring the project over here. Once everything is done, you can go ahead and delete these to keep the file light and that's how we set up. So the other thing you need to do is you go to your any sheet of the project and you need to update the address. The address is always there on the survey drawing, so you can copy it over here from here. But sometimes they don't write the NSW postcode, so the best way to do is to go to your Google Maps and type in the address, and it will show you the the postcode for it. So let's say we go here, we click here, and you can say it shows NSW 2170. So you take the thing and type it here, one Joseph. It should be all capital. Chipping Norton NSW 2170. Okay, so that's the first thing you do, but you need to add the lot and the DP number. So you go to your survey and you can see it shows the lot is 24 and the DP is this. So I'll put them side by side. So you continue after the address and keep typing lot 24 DP 236607. So the address is there, the client details, I'll give you the name of the client details, you can put it there. And one more thing before we go. So you need to go to manage and check the location uh, of the project. So it's in Sydney. That's good. Then one very important thing is whenever we are preparing drawing work, you see this bottom boundary line. This should always be parallel to a straight line. So we'll draw a one detail line over here, which is like parallel, and then make sure that our survey block is parallel to this one. Okay, so maybe you can select everything before doing the property lines and all. So you can select this and make sure This is all parallel. I think the best way to, the best time to do this would be when the when you bring the survey, first make sure that it's parallel to this detail line, and then after later on do the property line and everything. So that was the first step. I missed it. So yeah, that's how we do it. Save the job and you're done. Thank you.